All right, y'all. 9 days left in the giveaway. 10 times entries today. So lsnasty.com, every dollar you spend gets you 10 times entries. We have a few, just a very few left of these limited edition gold foil nasty racing shirts, which are absolutely bad to the bone. I saw them yesterday for the first time, and they are sick. They are double entry on top of the 10 times if you pick up this shirt, but there's only a couple left, so only a few people are going to be able to get in on that today, and then they're gone forever. So 9 days left. Don't forget to get entered. First link in the description below. 1200 horsepower Trans Am can be yours, but you can't win it unless you're entered. Ooh, that. All right, guys, we're starting the year off big. 1200 horsepower. 1200 horsepower turbo Trans Am, 91 millimeter turbo, 388 cubic inch LS on Holley EFI, built 400, built rear end, Viking suspension. This thing is a true muffin cap peeler. All right, off the rip, hit him with it.
What?
Yeah.
lsnasty.com, limited edition shirts. There's only a few left.
Ooh, that was pretty good. All right, CJ, hit him with it. What day is it? How many entries is it today?
10 times entries.
Oh yeah,
limited
what?
Edition shirts. Only a few left.
Oh.
Any way you can get a badass Trans Am.
Ooh, all right, Dave, hit him with a big energy.
1200 horsepower street car. Well, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Drive it. We drove that thing from Erwin to Benson.
Damn, look at that mustache too. That shit is. Damn.
The next morning.
Goodness gracious.
Street car, street scooter. All right, guys, we're gonna talk real quick about the setup on Hank because that thing is just such a solid street car. I had a lot of people message me after the last video and ask like what the combo was, what size turbos, what transmissions, what are we doing for the cooling system, because we do drive the hell out of this thing on the street. So we're gonna give you guys a quick, basic, head to toe, front to back, up to down, so you guys at home, if you guys are building something or want something like this, you guys will know the recipe. The whole purpose behind this car was to make something that you can drive to the track, go fast, have fun, but keep it extremely streetable. Do drag and drives with it, make it reliable, so you can go out there and you can run, you know, high fours, low fives, repeatable, and not be tearing shit up. So we'll start from the front, work our way back. Might hop around here and there based on some stuff. So right up front, first thing we got are some force induction turbos. These are some 64 millimeter turbos. I know what you guys are saying, 64 millimeters, kind of small, but everything is spec'd appropriately. I would say 9 times out of 10 people have a turbo that is too big for their combination.
I mean, what would the both of those in a single form? What would it be, like an 88?
Like a badass 88, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say. A lot of guys, like especially when they go to twin turbos, they're like, oh, let's put twin 76s, twin 78s on there, and that's just like way too big. You'll notice a lot of twin turbo combinations at the racetrack always struggle to spool. This thing right here does not struggle at all. Even when you're driving it on the street too, it's like it's on motor. It'll make 5 or 6 pounds of boost like it's on motor. You're not waiting on any turbo lag, and that makes it very enjoyable to drive, and that's very important when you're building a street car because you don't want to drive around something that's not enjoyable. Another big thing, keeping it streetable, is we went with an air-to-air intercooler. A lot of guys like running the air-to-water. I've run the air-to-water in the past. I've actually converted everything back over to the air-to-air solely because of convenience. You don't have to have the ice tank. You don't have to have the lines. You don't have to have the pump. It's way simpler. We go to the track. What did we do? We just put air in the tires and change the tune-up. That's it. Like, we haven't even turned the CO2 bottle off. We literally, I would make a pass and I'd pull it right back in the lanes because there's no work to be done on it. And that's, to me, that is like the pinnacle of street car and enjoyment, and to go as fast as it does.
Yeah, I mean, you pulled a baby wheelie, got back right in the lanes, pulled a big wheelie.
and then drove it home.
Would have got back in the lanes again, but they were closed.
Yeah,
So.
I mean that's what it's all about, and we drove it home. This thing right here is extremely streetable, and I think the main two things that you really got to keep an eye on when you're making a street car is your coolant temp and your transmission temp. It's got a very, very, very beefy transmission cooler that gets airflow right through this fog light bezel, and it has a fan on it. It's very important that you have both. It does not run a pit cooler, so there's no point to bring it back to the pits to cool it down. You just let it idle a little bit. The fan's pulling on the trans cooler. It's cooling the transmission down. It has a rear mount radiator running a factory style water pump. Everybody says, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do that. Clearly, you can. You got a reservoir over here. Your steam port's going to the reservoir. And then this is how you fill the radiator through here. The coolant capacity of this thing is enormous because it's got -16 lines on each side of the frame rails that run all the way to the back. So it has a lot of coolant. I shouldn't say coolant, it's got water. We run it at the track. We don't have any coolant in there. It's got to be water because you don't want to get that slick shit. If you do have any sort of failure, you don't want to get that on the tires. The water also is easy to clean up if there is a failure. The thing that's important about this is it can be a pain in the ass to purge the coolant system. You have to go back there and crack a fitting if there's some air on the radiator. But once you get it good, it's good. When's the last time we put water in this or anything? I mean, it's sat around, you fire it up, drive it.
I mean, it doesn't leak or anything.
No, and it's good to go. And that's another thing, too, that David brought up. It's very important that these cars don't leak anything. You guys saw we added a second catch can to this guy here to have proper crankcase vent, and we found the issue. I did not have a plug in this little factory vent, baffled in the valve cover, but that was causing our oil to go everywhere. So we got all that stuff sealed up, and the car is just running top notch. The engine combo is a Black Sheep Stage 1. This is like their entry level engine package. It's a iron 6-liter block. It's got ARP main studs. It's got like a K1 crank, I believe, set of H-beam rods, I'm not sure who they are, and then some TKM Wiseco pistons. This is something that I kind of pieced together because I had some parts here and there. Their Black Sheep Stage 1 has higher quality parts in it than this thing does on the bottom end. They rate it for 1,000 horsepower, and we've been doing all of the R&D on this thing up there, 1,1600 horsepower. It's taking a beating. Camshaft, very important you get a good camshaft in there. It's got the lamb cam. Stock style rocker arms, I don't like to run the Black Sheep cam on. The lamb cam is perfect. Factory style lifters, stock style rocker arms, and then just like a standard LS style push rod. I don't even have the real beefy ones in this, so it runs great. We switched over from the 660 springs to the BTR 685 springs, and it liked it a whole lot. Held the power out the back way better, didn't float the valves. We're shifting this thing at 7,200 RPMs, and it's really nothing crazy. TK made a post with like the breakdown of the stuff. It is Black Sheep Stage 1 engine package from them. It's got the lamb cam. It's got a set of unported stock valves, 317 heads. Trunnion upgrade from BTR, 685 springs from BTR, some push rods from BTR, a Melling 10355 oil pump. That is the good oil pump that you guys want to run the LS. High pressure, high volume. This thing will hold 100 PSI of oil pressure all the way out the back. It's got like a C5 single roller timing chain on it. God, is there anything else? What am I missing on that? I mean, that's the entire setup. It's very affordable, and it is a proven 4-second engine package in like a, I don't know, 31 or 3,200 pound car.
About 3,200.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more you could ask for. Keeping it simple, 102 millimeter throttle body. I do all the drive-by cable stuff. I don't like drive-by wire. 2.5-inch hot side, 4-inch charge pipe from the intercooler. It's simple. A set of Flowtech headers, NGK 8 spark plugs. We're running the water pump and an alternator. It's the only thing that we're spinning with the accessory drive. It's got like a power band underdrive balancer on there. So like when I say that it's really not like anything crazy, it's all very nice, affordable stuff. Set of Bosch 210 injectors. We're running 2 MagnaFuel 750 fuel pumps. We're currently on the brink, 30 pounds of boost. It's out of fuel. It can make more power. The turbos can make more boost, but we don't have the fuel to provide it. So I think the car is just good where it's at. Like I can put another fuel pump on there, which then you start having a lot of lines. But I think this car it's not meant to go 450s. This car is meant to go what it goes, and that's kind of, it's good. It's built for it. It's got like a 6-point cage with floor structure, a tube front end. It rides really good. Manual rack. It's got all your manual or tubular suspension up front, a set of AFCO shocks. Like, when I tell you guys, entry-level stuff, off the shelf, sitting on part shelves everywhere, Summit, Jegs, TKM, like you call it these places, they'll have most all of this stuff. We're running a HOLLEY Terminator with the input-output module. We are looking at converter charge pressure. We're running our boost controller through there, all through the HOLLEY. We have the fans coming on through the HOLLEY, the transmission cooler coming on through the HOLLEY, the fan on that. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's pretty much it. Like, it is very basic. 180 Power Glide, aftermarket case. Again, nothing crazy, no dumps or anything like that. It's got an 8.8 rear end with some strange 10-way shocks. Everyone knows the strange 10-way shocks are not like the most badass shocks ever. They're very cheap. They don't really do anything great, but they seem to work with the way the bar angles are on this thing. It's pretty happy. The car separates good. It hits the tire good. I got no complaints. It's got like a UPR anti-roll bar on there. It's a Speedmaster, I think 15-gallon fuel tank in the back. The battery in the back. It's got we got a solid state for the kill switch on there. So I mean, it's got really everything that you would need. No dash though. Here, come look at this. This is like some people. I don't look at them.
I can't stand it.
I don't look at the dash when I'm driving. I don't pay attention to it. I don't have a dash. I don't have the radio stuff in there. I just don't. I don't use it.
Dude, look at what your gauge is, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to set up in here.
It's just like, if anything, it could use an oil pressure gauge. You could use an oil pressure gauge, and it could use a light that shows you have positive pressure on the CO2. Those are the only two things that you really need. Other than that, it's going down the racetrack. If it's running hot or that, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you run. Also through the input-output module, we're running an air shifter, which I think is a very nice touch on this because the car is pretty quick, but you can shift it manually. But having the air shifter on there makes it extremely consistent, which is good. So we're running a B&M Pro Bandit Stealth, so it's got like the little tiny shifter with the air solenoid on the back. So I mean, everything else on here is pretty much what you see is what you get. 8.8 35 spline axles. It's got a spool. Shout out to Morning Glory Motorsports. We got their sticker on the car. They got us straight with the rear end. I had to call in the reinforcements from the Pennsylvania boys. Normally they're a lot slower than us down here in North Carolina, but they had the parts we needed. So we got 8.8 35 spline axles. It's got stock brakes all around. It could probably use a set of strange brakes or something because it doesn't stop all that well. I got a wing from Drag Solutions that's got to get put on here. I got a parachute mount that's got to get put on here, but I've kind of liked it the way it is now because it is.
I kind of like the parachute mount, I'm not going to lie.
It's a street car. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Pew Pew store here in a little bit. And should we drive this? That's like an hour drive. That's an hour drive. I think we should, dude. I think we should. I think we should. I love driving it around.
All right.
So it's got a tag on it. It's legit. It's, taillights, turn signals, all that stuff that you need. It's got it. So as far as street car stuff goes, I mean, it's just a solid, good, reliable car with some good, reliable parts in it that works well. So there's your recipe. If you guys have any questions or concerns or any more information needed on this, comment down below because that's what this channel is all about. We're trying to get you guys some more information, trying to have you guys learn stuff. If you guys are building cars, we could save you some money, save you some time, save you some headache, and get you going faster at the track. That's what it's all about. So there's Hank. God, you got 7.3.
Choo boy.
Damn, I was like, I need another one of those. So yeah, that's all we got going on. This just proves you the fastest, quickest, best way to make a Ford fast is put a Chevrolet motor in it.
100%.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna scoot my way back into the shop. I'm gonna call it a day on this beautiful Saturday, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next upload, maybe Monday.
That thing do a wheelie?